Okay, hey guys. Episode 7, the Shop Talk podcast. How are we doing?
Heck yeah, good job.
Doing good.
We're professionals now. This is episode 7.
Episode 7, my father-in-law's favorite number.
You do have the best voice out of all of us.
I still don't believe you.
Yeah, Dustin Dorn did say you had a voice made for radio.
I know.
Just
I
not the
thanked him,
face.
but I still don't believe him. Just not the face. I have the face for radio too, yeah.
So what the heck is the date today, you guys? November 5th.
Oh shit! Don't remind me. We're coming down the line here where shit's got to be getting done.
Yeah, it's getting close to ice season, but the 10-day forecast does not look good for making ice.
Okay.
So
that helps my case.
So yeah, it doesn't look like there's ice in the near future. I think the earliest me and Dad ever got on Pine Lake was like November 17th.
That's crazy.
So it's not looking like that this year though. But like last year, I think was the end of November, maybe the first week in December. So it's probably what it'll be like this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, episode 7 started off with breaking news. We have a logo.
Breaking news.
I'll put that up on the screen right now. Look at it. Oh, that looks good. It looks real good.
It does. It looks pretty cool.
Shout out to our cousin Nathaniel Navertil and Studio Foley. I'm sorry, Nathaniel, if that's not how you pronounce it, but I'll throw their link up there too. He designed the logo for us. Mandy kind of had the concept, and we said we wanted something simple and bold, and he freaking knocked out.
He delivered. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. So with a logo, what do you do with a logo? You make merch. We're making merch. We got hats.
I feel like people don't know what merch is.
Merchandise. Shop Talk Podcast hats.
Yeah, that's merchandising. We got cereal. We got flamethrowers.
So yeah, I'm gonna get the hat stuff kind of rolling this next week. So then hopefully that's in the coming weeks or something. So hopefully hats for like $20 or something. If you guys wanted to buy a hat, that's kind of what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a limited run first, and then we'll see how they sell.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. This first run will be limited and see how they sell. I mean,
And if people actually just like them.
yeah. Yep. For sure. So yeah. So watch for that. But yeah, we got a logo. We're official now. Mm-hmm. This logo is copyrighted. We own this logo. Do not steal the logo.
That's right. We sue.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, with hats, we could do shirts, stickers.
Yep, for
shirts
sure.
later on, hoodies. Yeah, we got plenty of ideas.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks again, Nathaniel, for designing that. That was freaking mint.
Yep, very cool.
Good stuff. But yeah, so starting November here. Did you go deer hunting, Kyle? It was opening weekend this weekend.
Yeah. So what I was doing, I was wrenching on some sleds, and I had the rifle propped up on the workbench, and I kept peeking my eye out into the cornfield, seeing if
That's your hunting for the weekend.
Yeah,
No,
I was
not too bad.
my eye out. Yep. That's my hunting. Yep.
Yeah, me and Mandy went. Mandy, I don't hunt. Never got into it. My dad, his grandpa sold his hunting land when he was a kid, so we never got into it. But my wife hunts. But we went out last night, and we were sitting there for a little while, and a doe and some little fawns came out, and Mandy's like looking at them, and I don't want to shoot anything. And then so we would just walk back to the house. So that was about the extent of my hunting experience for the year so far. But I think she'll go out this week sometime if she feels like it. But
You're not the type of person, if it's brown, it's down.
No. Mandy has some really nice bucks though, so she's more of a trophy kind of hunter. But
Yeah.
Brody, you wanted to hunt this year, but
I feel like I would like it.
yeah, didn't pan out though.
No, and I was looking at Dad's hunting rifle last night. Like, God damn, this is a nice gun. Son of a bitch. I could really shoot something with this thing, I think.
But yeah, last episode we had Colin in here. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
He
had fun.
He did a good job for his first podcast.
Usually, he sees us like people on the internet, and he's like, "Those guys are freaking gay." But no, he had fun.
Well, now he's part of us.
Yeah.
It went good. It was good stuff.
And the costumes were a big hit.
Yeah, a Halloween episode. I feel like I should have worn my Wonder Bread costume again.
Well, I could wear a suit every
I've been wearing
podcast.
my Charizard costume around the house.
How does the wife like that?
And then to go off of your Kyle's fantasy idea last weekend of fantasy cross country snowmobile racing, my awesome wife Mandy, shout out Mandy, she got a whole Google Forms website set up and everything. So we're gonna plug cross country Shop Talk podcast cross country fantasy. So it'll be like you'll pick your 1 through 5 and then pick like a wild card, like whatever we set it at that week, like 7, 8, 9, 10, whatnot. And then have a certain point set system. If anybody plays Rocky Mountain Fantasy for Supercross or motocross, that's kind of what we're basing it off of. And then, we'll see if we can't get some sponsors to throw some prizes in at the end or something to actually play for.
No, that would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we're plugging that also. So Shop Talk podcast.
LLC.
Well, I don't know if that's copyrighted.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So
Got many stuff in the lineup.
yeah, we're throwing it all out there this episode.
Yeah.
We're
Hats, fantasy league,
we're making moves.
making money moves.
I don't know about that. I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
going to cost us money.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. We're not making the money.
Yeah.
Just spending it.
Yeah. But no, I had a little list of stuff here. So like after we shut the camera off last week, we had a pretty good conversation in the shop here, like that we could have easily had for the podcast.
Yeah, we could have just stayed at the table.
Yeah,
and
like
talked.
if we would have kept that conversation going, it was really good. Like, so we got talking about like ice racing setup. And for anybody that doesn't know, like the Lake Le Mans or even the oval stuff, ice racing is how would you say, Kyle? Like it's a balance.
Yeah, well, I've actually, doing the cross country stuff, like ditch, and then, dabbling in like snowcross stuff, setting up stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think the ice is a bit more tricky with like your clutching, and all of that factors into it so much. Like it's more a lot of the machine and the rider, so it's not just rider or just machine.
Yeah.
Like we're drag racing, just machine. Snowcross is a lot of the rider, where cross country ice Le Mans is a lot of both.
Yeah.
So you got to have everything so for what you like to do, you can't go off of everybody else's. You got to have it so personalized that
Yeah.
it's it takes many years to get to that level, I think, to really fine tune what you like.
Yeah. That's where I wanted to like talk about, like just even to start with like the setup, like the rider triangle that they talk about like for motocross and dirt bikes. Like I feel like your handlebar setup is almost the starting point. Like
Yeah.
so like a lot of the oval guys will not understand the right-handed reference of doing the wraparound.
Oh yeah.
The wraparound or straight wristing on your right hand turns. So for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, on like some right-handed corners when you're hanging off the right hand of the sled, you do this, Kyle,
Yeah,
right?
I do the wraparounds. I do it in a subtle way where my thumb is still halfway on the throttle,
Oh, really?
kind of, and I do grab it with the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it, like, if the sled wants to take you out of the corner, I'll grab it fully with the bottom, but it's just kind of a, it's so personalized how you want your setups. It's,
So yeah, like what Kyle's doing is he's hanging off the right-hand side of the sled and rolling your hand around the bottom of the handlebar and grabbing the throttle like that.
With your fingers.
Yep, with your fingers. Yep. So like that's a old school. Would you say that's an old school thing?
it probably is because like the older machines, you
Yeah.
know, the bars are a bit lower and, it's not up high.
Yep.
Right by your ear, so you use your thumb the whole time. It's more of a lower style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like-
It's
like my dad said, if you seen Jeremy Files' sled at Pine Lake this year, he has a huge right hook on there.
Yep.
And my dad said he always ran that even back in the day too, like to where he almost like must put his forearm on there a little bit or something,
yeah, and then goes underneath.
pull down on it like that as well. So that's something that's tricky to a lot of, like, I don't do that. I've never done it, never will. It just, I don't have a problem cornering to the right with just my thumb. Like your wrist kind of jars like that. And that's how I do it when I'm turning to the right. But
it's just something I never really paid attention to. I've just done it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Just naturally started doing it.
Yeah.
Never really thought about it.
like, I'm going to just reach around right here.
Well, yeah, the more comfortable you get with the sled, the farther off you get.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You start to notice little things. Like I'll actually turn my ankles so my foot is on the running board.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I noticed
the side of your foot is on the running board. Yeah.
Or, your foot is on the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
The face, you're planting your foot on the tunnel.
I noticed I had to do that with my stiff FXR boots. I had to do that on the 440 just because of how, like, maybe how low you're sitting to the tunnel. I noticed that I had to do that. But like looking at, so like on the right-hand side of the sled here, that
Feels like he has to hide it.
yeah. I noticed a lot of people, like sport riders, semi-pro guys, they have a huge right hook on the sled. And for me, I've never had a right hook on the sled at all. But I will this year, because when we were testing last year, I had the wrong grip tape on and my hand slipped off and rolled the sled. So now this year, for precaution, I'm going to weld just a little hook on there just so that doesn't happen again.
I got just a little stub on
Yep.
mine, and that helps with your pinky.
Yeah, so I think that's what I'll end up doing this year. But like, I think it's weird, like, because you'll see they must get these universal handlebars or something where it's just got two hooks on them.
Yep.
And it's, I don't know, it's just kind of unnecessary to have all that hook there on the right side. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, you order them off of Wall Brothers.
Oh, is that where people are getting them?
They're called Zach Herfindahl bars because
Really?
they're patented.
Copyrighted.
Yeah.
Well, Zach runs kind of a shorter hook. He runs short hooks.
Yeah,
like
they come like this fucking long.
Oh,
You
really?
can cut them. I usually cut mine way down, so it's just like almost like 45s on both sides.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that explains that. I was wondering where people are getting all these kind of pre-made handlebars.
Yep. Wall Brothers, shout out.
Sponsor?
No sponsor.
Oh.
I wish. I've ordered so many freaking parts from Wall Brothers because they have all the old indie stuff. Like, it's just an indie man's drooling page.
Oh,
you can
really?
scroll through there for days.
We got our ZR440 brake lever from them last year.
Yeah.
So we got that from them. But then, so yeah, on the left side of the handlebar setup is the main point for the ice sled. It depends on how your handlebar setup is going to depend on how far you lean off the machine and how comfortable you are doing it.
Yeah, when it comes to comfortability, you really can carry your momentum so much faster when you're comfortable. Mm-hmm. And that's a big part of the Icelemon stuff is carrying your momentum.
Yeah. So then, like the left hook, this where I notice a lot of people their left hook isn't in the most ideal spot. Like I see a lot of people that's running almost straight down, and so when you're leaned off the sled, your wrist angle is almost like that. To where if you tilt that thing up a little bit and you're hanging off, your wrist and your arm here is at a way better angle. And then a lot of people, their brake lever is kind of weird. Like it's almost too close to the bar here to where if it gets spongy, it's like you're going to pull it right into the bar right away.
You're not going to get all your braking.
Yeah. So then tilt that bar out a little bit. So you got a better motion and then raise that brake lever up. So then it kind of flows with how far you're hanging off the sled.
Doesn't matter how dumb it looks. It matters like what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. It matters on how it feels when you're hanging off the sled cornering.
Yeah.
Tech tips.
That and I noticed a lot of people cutting their seats.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, we've done that on the 4-stroke ever since we got it because you're sitting so high up and you just can't hang off far enough when you're sitting that high up.
Yep.
So like I do like the Arctic caps with the cutout in the seat because I have that on Mandy's cross country sled. And it's really nice. That seat is really soft too.
Yeah.
But it didn't work like that on our 4-stroke. So we ended up just cutting the whole seat down.
Mm-hmm.
So on the rougher stuff, it freaking hurts to ride.
Yeah. That's like on the Axis chassis, I started shaving my seat down or whatever, but I left a little bit of padding, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna take it right down to where there's hardly any padding. So you get just mostly curve in it.
It's dedication to ride on the gas tank like that.
Yeah. It's you become a man. Some of them ice heaves, they sneak up on you. Yeah.
Brody, you'll get a feel for it though. On the ZR 440, that thing is like just sitting on a couch cushion.
Yeah.
I know.
Like half of the suspension is in the seat.
It's just the foam.
Yeah.
That's half of it.
That foam is so nice on that thing. But that's kind of the tech tips on move your handlebars around. Get them in a better spot.
Yeah, don't be afraid to play with it. If you get some test time.
Yep. Or even laying the handlebar riser back, forward and back, that makes a big difference too on kind of just on how your rider triangle is, the cockpit, you know.
The cockpit. It's a cockpit?
Yeah.
You're flying jets now?
Damn near for how fast they're going.
Yeah, it's an F1. Yeah, whatever the fuck they are. Blackhawk.
That's a helicopter. You're thinking of a F-22 Raptor? That's a jet.
Yeah,
that's a jet.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The one where you can go just fucking.
Sure.
Yeah. How'd that go again?
Those fucking ones that just go like straight up.
Yeah, those are like F-22 Raptors.
All right, were you in the Navy or?
No, I like military stuff.
Hell
Look at he's got a gun on his head.
Yeah.
He knows.
Oh, that's pimp. What do I? Oh, I'm repping JAG today.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sponsor. Yeah, thanks to JAG Body Shop.
Yep. Shout out.
Both of us, both sponsored JAG athletes.
Yep. Bring your cars in that are all smashed up, and I'll fix them up.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was. Should we get into a tech talk here?
Sure. What do you want to talk about? As long as we're not giving away secrets.
No, not too many secrets. Heavy sway bars. Brady Deerdahl said he didn't like a heavy sway bar on the old ZR. He said he liked the lighter one because he liked a little more body roll because he kind of felt like it kind of just body rolled just enough for him to kind of lift that inside of the track up and then hit the corner like that, which I thought was kind of odd. But he said he never ran the heavy one.
Oh, I see. So are you running heavier?
Yeah, heavy sway bar.
That's what I'm switching my 98 to, is a heavier sway bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last year I had a lot of roll
Yep.
in Boston. Was a big one.
Body roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
The roll was unreal. So that's what I'm trying to take away from it this year. My brother runs a pretty tight setup, and I felt like I could plane that thing out a lot better where it was flatter, where there was just the right amount of body roll.
Oh, sure. So. Yeah, that's key, is to keep that thing flat. Like on my nitro, we had a guy out in Michigan make some, and it was a huge sway bar in that thing. And at Nadawash the one year, I got hit from the back and spun me right around in a circle as I was hanging off the sled. And that thing just stayed nice and flat the whole way around.
It was just so stiff and stout. Yeah, didn't move a muscle.
No, so that was not. So that helped me there, or else it would have maybe hooked and caught and rolled maybe at some point. But and then sway heavy. You need a heavy sway bar. Heavy.
Thick. Mine, the one I just ordered is like an inch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you order that one through?
Wall Brothers.
Wish it was a sponsor.
Yeah. Hit him up.
Yeah, I should. If you're watching this, hook me up.
I don't know any of those guys that would watch, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Blaine,
never know.
Maybe Blaine Stevenson's watching.
Yeah, never know. Shout out.
Just a shout out anyways.
Are you a round bar kind of guy or a comp bar? Or is that a secret?
No, that's not a secret.
No.
So what I've found with even the least aggressive competition carbide is it's still really aggressive.
Yeah.
Where the round bar is like a 10-inch round bar is pretty aggressive also. So, I mean, on the way I like to ride, it all depends on how you like to ride.
Yeah,
really.
for sure. Yep.
But I've been getting less and less aggressive every year. So
Like, I think on my dad's old Gen 2, I think he would almost run like some sharpened 6-inch bars.
Yep.
Because that's all it needed on those old Gen 2.
Getting closer.
Yeah?
There.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another big difference on people that run round bars or run comp bars. Like, I like to go down the straightaways one-handed. Like, I'll go down the whole 1 mile straightaway at Pine Lake one-handed damn near. So like, once you get when you get like some comp bars on there, they're grabbing every single rut there is.
Yeah.
And so like, you'll come in under braking and that thing will jump 2 ruts this way, jump 2 ruts that way. That's a sketchy feeling.
And to think about it with your your super competition bars, those V's.
Yep.
When you got the right toe and everything like that, you're actually kind of dozing those carbides, where if you have a round edge, you're gliding.
Yep. Do you play with toe out or toe in at all?
Not toe in, we're toed out.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think, what is it? A 1/4 inch or something?
You 1/4 inch off of,
I think,
secrets.
Getting into secret territory there.
I think, I can't remember what sled it was. Maybe it was the old Snow Pro chassis, like the 08s to 2011s. That maybe it was the early 08s that they had those things towed out like almost an inch.
Oh, yeah.
In snowcross.
Yep.
I think Bubba Ness told us that. That was like, because my dad had an 08 and he was having trouble, like it was kind of twitchy in the ditch and he was having trouble making it handle. I think that's what he told him. That it was like towed out. Like,
way out?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just plowing snow.
Yeah. Yep.
We had towed in an LT gray one time, and they're already so narrow. That is the sketchiest thing you'll ever do, going down native Oz straightaways, and the thing was just
Really
walking all over. Yeah, towed in. Well, I think it actually got banged or hit, so the one ski was in a little ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, you start getting a death wobble at semi speeds.
when we broke that spindle at the Sioux 2 years ago, and they put that new spindle on there, and I think it was not exactly the same. So when we bolted it on and whatnot, and got back out there, here it was kind of darting down the straightaway like that. I said, "This thing, something's wrong." And yeah, they had to. I think they fixed it, but yeah, it was sketchy on just a little bit of difference. One makes it's like
Darting.
Yeah,
Sketchy.
yeah. So
You never know when it's just gonna take off, you know.
Yeah, Woody's plug. If you have darting on the trails, Slim Jim carbides, Slim Jims or dualies. Oh man, it's like power steering.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the dually carbides.
Yep.
Yeah, you throw a set of those on. It was the first time I rode a sled with those on in the trails. It's like, this is completely different.
Did you ride them on like the Apex? Or
Yeah.
what? Oh,
I think. I remember riding some sled though with
yeah.
dualies on there. And yeah, you go wherever. You don't have to worry about anyone else's tracks. It was so nice.
Yep. Woody's.
Shout out.
They are a sponsor.
You sponsor, Brody?
No, I'm not sponsored by anything.
No, but every person we've had on the podcast so far
sponsored by
has
Woody's.
been Woody's sponsored.
Even Regan.
I was going to say except Regan. But sure, even Regan. Yeah.
What do you run? How are you, more track on the ground or less track on the ground?
That's kind of the deciding factor of what. So me and my brother argue all the time about that
Really?
stuff. Yeah. So like when we both have to, like, we're playing with each other's machines and we're switching.
Yeah.
He does not like how mine feels because it's loose.
Oh, too loose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't like a whole lot of track on the ground.
Yep.
And with his machine, it's really tight, but it's comfortable for him.
I've noticed that Colin runs a tight sled.
Yeah.
He has a little ski lift all the time.
Yeah.
So, why?
I don't know. That's just the way he likes it.
Oh, really?
That's why I argue with him. I said, you're not fast. Like, you're not going faster.
Yeah.
You're just tight. You
Yeah.
know, I tell him, get off that fucking thing every once in a while. Kick it out.
Well, yeah, you and Dad kind of do the same thing. Dad likes it loose and you like it tight.
No, I actually run my sled looser than Dad likes.
Oh, really?
Dad thinks my sled's too loose.
Oh, wasn't it a thing a couple years ago that yours was way tighter?
No.
Oh, I got that backwards then.
No. Yeah, it's
When we're talking about tight and loose, you know, it's either more track on the ground, you're grabbing more, or less track on the ground, so you're not grabbing as much, and you can kind of slide it and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
With it, what you will.
It's weird on how it's kind of changed because Dad said back in like the late 90s, early 2000s that it was a lot of studs and a little track on the ground.
Yep.
But now it's we've kind of gone now to where we're not as many studs and a lot more track on the ground.
Yeah, longer track machines, bigger lug machines.
Yep.
So that really has to factor in.
Yep. So I wonder which one is better. I think the more track on the ground and less studs is better. I would say because then you're getting the whole action of the front skid arm also.
Right.
Instead of that front of the skid being tucked up like that to where you're just on the rear arm there.
Yep. And that's where you got to play with your torsion springs too, your adjustment blocks.
Yep.
That's where I kind of like to find, instead of letting a whole bunch of strap out, you know, to
Front strap?
Yep.
Yeah.
And well, an extra 10 has a rear strap too.
Yep.
So instead of letting a whole bunch of strap in or out, I like to play with the torsion blocks.
For weight transfer or?
No, for track on the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then your spring tension too.
Of what?
Your torsion springs.
Yep.
I like to play with that too.
Like putting heavier springs on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, that was one thing our first year on the 4-stroke, we tried duplicating the same setup that like Wes, because Wes was kind of teaching me the ways of the Arctic Cat, and we were trying to duplicate his 600. And with like the front shock springs we had on there and like the rear torsion springs, it was too soft for that heavy a machine. So that was that first year we really struggled with setup on just so much like weight transfer and everything and just being too soft. So that was that first year we struggled and then it came around.
Yeah.
Kind of came around, you know.
It got to be pretty good.
Not too bad.
It takes so many years to figure out, really. Like, you could spend years and years on the same machine and then it gets outdated. Like,
Yep.
you know, so
They make a rule just because of you.
Kind of.
Right. I would say.
Yeah. You know, so that's where it's fun playing with the classic class. Every year we're learning new things with these machines and we can just keep running them.
Yeah.
So, and then we can play with the tracks a little bit more, you know, run an R track compared to a 1-inch track or even an 1 1/4.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's where I wish we would kind of go to a 1-inch track.
That would be sweet.
Like, I mean, I think that's what we should do.
Well, I think that because you're tearing on these 1 1/4 tracks, 2 lake races, 3 lake races, and we're tearing all the lugs off the side of it.
Yeah, like you'll see a Ripsaw 1, and there won't be a single lug left on the outside.
Yeah, they're so stiff that they just break off.
Yeah.
In even a Cobra track, like what I've run on my newer sled, all the lugs are gone.
Really?
On the outside, yeah. They fold so much, and they just rip right off.
Yeah. So yeah, because I made a studding video this week. For
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it,
Yeah,
go check it out.
Shameless plug.
For your own shit. Yeah.
But I'm more of the more track on the ground and less studs.
Yeah, me too, by far. But that all comes into play with the 1-inch too, and then like an R track.
Yeah, because I did try a 1-inch on the 4-stroke sled because I was going to try a 1-inch for Pro Open and go to 1 1/4 for stock. And I didn't like the way the setup I had for 1 1/4 didn't even work for the 1-inch track. It was a totally different setup sled.
Yep.
So I was like, I know the 1 1/4 setup, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, that's even setups like that change track to track.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, right. Yep.
If we have a Pine Lake race where there's a lot more straightaways and a lot more like sweeping corners, you can get away with having a tighter sled, having a little more track on the ground. But if you go down to like a Park Rapids where we had like 80,
a million corners,
60, 80 corners, then you got to suck the front of that skid up a little bit so you can let her hang out loose a little more.
If you're having dozing problems, turning in the corner, lift the front of the skid.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
Yeah, lift some track off the ground or pull some studs.
Yeah,
there's no shame in pulling studs.
Yeah,
and people don't like pulling studs for some reason. Like they think like, oh, it's gonna lose traction so much, but it's like, shit. Some races will pull.
Another thing we can get into is double backers.
Like what? What do you mean?
I'm a big fan of the double backers.
Yep. Yeah.
Two studs into one.
Yep. Yep. We run one of those per bar on the inside.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a total advantage on your launch.
You think so?
Yeah. Colin's machine compared to my machine last year, his launch is insane compared to mine, which is just all single backers.
Like you run kind of like do you run a V pattern of singles?
Yep.
That's what Dad was thinking of trying to do on this new Catalyst. And I was like, I don't know why you change it. We've been running.
My launch has never been good with that pattern.
Oh, really?
But Colin's pattern,
Yeah.
he's got, double backers every bar.
Yep.
And it launches like crazy. So, yep.
Something to look at.
You got any input on that, Brody?
No, not really.
No?
I'd just say a better launch sounds better. You should probably look into that.
Launch, but then it's stiffer because you're dragging two studs on the ice. So you got to find your happy medium.
Yeah.
Scratch lines.
Scratch lines.
Those are secrets, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
secrets.
little secret there. Yeah.
See,
I shouldn't even
know
told
those
my
are-
toe secret. That's shit
true.
that I had to figure out.
Well, like even we won't go into any clutching secrets or anything,
Yeah.
but the clutching
Is a huge factor.
you have to have to get your clutching right. You got to have a lot of parts. Like Dad said in his podcast he did here, he's got a whole box of junk from just trying stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Especially
Boxes of junk.
Yeah.
when it comes. Yeah.
Well, it's not junk. You could use it somewhere, but
When it
yeah,
comes
there's-
to your primary alone is a big thing. Whether your engine likes to carry the weight or it likes to rev, high.
Like, so Robert Johnson told me and Dad a few years ago, he's like, the primary is just the muscle of the sled and whatnot. But the secondary, that's the brains.
Yeah,
like
that's your legs right there.
that's the brains of the operation is all in the secondary. And so like, I can't remember where I heard it, but a clutching guy was talking that he was just using the primary clutch as like just getting his RPMs correct. Like that's all he did was weights and springs just to get that peak RPM correct. And then everything else, every other adjustment he made was in the secondary.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an arguing factor on the team clutches. It's just a straight spring. There's no adjustment to your team clutches.
Oh yeah. No torsion spring.
Yeah, but all of our older button and roller clutches, they have notches, and that's 100 RPM per notch.
Yep.
So that's kind of where it factors into playing that if your muscle or if your primary clutch likes to pull the weight or if it likes to rev out.
Yeah.
Like your 440 likes to rev out.
Yep. Yeah, like for the 4-stroke, we got probably 3 pages worth of notes of just clutching setups, like even temperatures. Like 10 degrees difference that day makes a heck of a difference on if that weight is going to hold it for that hour-long race or if it's going to get heat soaked.
Yep.
Right, Brody?
Yeah, totally agree.
It takes so much time, and the stuff that goes into it is all behind the scenes. You don't want anybody to know what you're doing.
Yeah, clutching is definitely the most secretive part of racing.
But yeah, shout out team industry.
Yeah, shout out team.
Helping Arlo Racing out this year.
Yeah,
Tom Yort, Ben Yort.
Tom.
Yep.
Old Tomcat.
Eric.
Tomcat.
Yeah. Oh, Casey his daughter called him that the other day. I laughed so hard.
That's awesome.
Cat.
Yeah, Eric, Brandon, Brant, Bodie worked there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You worked there.
Yeah, I worked at team. I learned a lot of stuff. Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that sarcasm?
Sweeping floors.
No, I was a machinist there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So it was it was neat learning on how all this stuff is made and whatnot. But like I thought working there, I was gonna be working with like a bunch of people that liked snowmobiling and like knew the passion. But it really wasn't like that. It was,
No.
The machinist side was just kind of people that were just working there.
Yeah, it's just a job.
Yeah.
A lot of other jobs are just jobs.
But yeah, thanks to team. There's a funny story from about team at Heydays that Brady and Tom were talking about, that you guys were at your swap spot and somebody was asking you guys about clutches or something.
Yeah, Tom Yort is he's a big team guy.
Yeah, I think he's like some kind of production line manager or something at team.
I don't know. He's higher up at team.
Yep.
But the guy comes over and he was looking at. It was a secondary clutch. I thought it was Polaris's shot at kind of reproducing a team clutch the way that they work.
Yep.
And the guy come up and he looked at it and he's like, "How much you want for this?" And then Tom told him a number, and that guy's like, "Nah, I'll just stick with that team junk." Put the clutch back down, and Tom kind of went. He's like, then he looks at me. He's like, "Did he know who I was?" And I was like,
Probably not.
I was like, "Did you think that he knew who you were or something?" He's like, "I almost busted a cap on that guy."
Team junk.
I'll stick with this team junk.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny because,
that's.
I won't get into it, but
Yeah, when Tom stopped by the shop the one day after work, when me and Brady were both standing out in the yard, and Brady made that joke to him, and it got him laughing.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Oh, speaking of Brady, is he gonna ride this year?
I don't know. We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
He was he was sick this last week, so I kind of gave him the sickness I had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, there's some speculation here. If Brady's riding, I got to ride in the same heat as him because there's $100 bet on the line that I am faster than Brady.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, that's another week has passed. We still don't know the 440 rules.
Yeah.
I think Chad, if you watch or listen, my suggestion is to do the 440 race again. Do like a B, and C guy. So like a sport guy, a semi-pro guy, and a pro guy.
Yeah.
Or heck, even if you want to put 3 semi-pro guys on a sled.
Yeah. It really doesn't.
Just not 3 pro guys.
Yeah.
If we put 3 pro guys on there, it's kind of defeats it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, do a C, A, B, and C. No older guy rule like they did this last year where somebody had to race in 97, and then make it like Olympic scoring. So like if you win, that's 1 point. If you get second, that's 2 points. If you get third, that's 3.
The lowest score wins.
Yep. And then so if you
Like
win,
golf.
Yeah, like golf. You want to do good every single time.
yeah, good analogy.
Yeah, like golf.
So yeah, if you went 1-1-1, you'd have 3 points.
Yep.
If you went 1-3-1, that's 5. If tiebreakers,
Good math.
Quick math there. Good job.
You got me beat.
I'll give you a cookie after the show.
If you tiebreakers, last race of the day, the A class race is a tiebreaker race or something. So yeah, I think that's how they should do it.
I think so too.
All 3 races matter
Yeah.
because this last year
The final was the final.
Yep, pretty much. But like, I mean, Nate won his. Shout out Nate, winning his race. Dad, he got 4th. But Nate,
Hey, I got 4th.
Nate smashed the belly pan in, so it wasn't running very good for Dad.
Yeah.
No, I think I got 5th. I forget. Whatever it was.
In our heat?
No, yeah, in our A main.
Yeah. I think it was 4th or 5th you got.
I wasn't 3rd.
Yeah.
Should have been me. Should have been me.
I seen you guys.
That's pretty good to be in 3rd because you had to have passed Dan Revering and Stevens and Langus.
Yeah,
they were all out there.
Past Stevens and I passed Matt Field looped out.
Yeah, Matt was
I
on
was
there.
passing like crazy, but just couldn't hold it together.
Because, yeah, it was me and Tate that got out to the lead, and then I didn't really see what was going on behind us at all after that.
I seen you guys.
The whole damn race.
Yeah.
I saw you.
That first long straightaway coming back towards shore, I drafted Tate the whole way down it, right on his bumper.
Yeah.
It's sketchy doing that, too, like drafting somebody right on their bumper, because if they blow a belt,
Yeah, and
you're going instantly
slow.
into them.
Yeah.
Because when you blow a belt, you're going 100 to what? 100 to just rolling real quick.
Yeah, so you slow down fast.
Yeah. So
or blow a track.
yeah. Ooh, I can't imagine seeing that right behind somebody.
Yeah.
But once you get that close behind somebody, you're so close that you're not getting any snow dust or any ice chips or nothing. Because it's almost going right underneath your sled too.
Yep.
But yeah, I came in on the inside of Tate there. He kind of pushed out a little wide, and I gave him a little nudge, like first time I ever touched anybody during the race.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Except at Eagle River this year, Keith Gainforth came to a stop in between 1 and 2. Like he tried to brake check it and pitch it. And I was carrying through the corner and just bam, right into the back of him. And all the Cataract guys were watching me do that. I bent Greg's front bumper and everything.
Oh no!
I was like, I wasn't expecting him to come to a stop in the corner.
Right.
And I yelled at, or I seen Keith after the race. I was like, hey, sorry for running into you. And he's like, oh no, I figured somebody would.
No, all right. Yeah, it was gonna happen sooner or later.
Oh, funny.
But good stories.
Yeah, when you know it's coming, that's when it sucks.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I had also ran into Alex Satine too back in like I think my first year in pro when we were in Park Rapids, and it was during the Pro Open race, and he was on his mod sled, and he had said he set it up too tight, so he was having to fight it, and he was having to use the brake to kind of get it to pitch sideways, and it was those tight corners right before the finish line, and it was midway through the corner. And he locked it up to get it to pitch sideways, and I was carrying through the corner.
This, yeah.
And just bam, the front right A-arm right into his tunnel. Mm-hmm. And then it was that lap later that it actually pulled the A-arm out of the bulkhead, and because I ran into him. Yeah. So that was what had to have stressed it. Mm-hmm. So that was a funny story of I was going through a left-handed turn, and it's like it was kind of rutted, so you're kind of in the ruts. And I was like, man, this thing is just freaking planted right now, like in some train tracks. And then I come into the right-handed corner, the next corner, and I see the top of that spindle just going like that. It's like, oh no. It was just instantly pull off after that. But yeah, that was a sketchy feeling. It was like, man, this thing's like just in train tracks. It just stuck. And then here that freaking spindle is just going.
Yeah. I feel your pain. The whole third lap. So the first day at Pine Lake this year, the classic class, there was a huge ice heave on one of them straights. Mm-hmm. I was hit that, and then I come down. It was the third lap, or it was the second lap. So I had to run the whole third lap. I fucking hit that ice heave, and it just smacked it. You know,
yeah.
and I come down, and here the ski is sitting at like a 45-degree angle. I was like, God dang it. So I went back and I did the whole third lap with one radius rod.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The bolt sheared off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that hard of an impact that one of the bolts for the radius rods sheared off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was the ice heave that you'd come back towards shore, you'd do that little U, and then you'd go back away.
Back towards the cattails.
And then there was 2 little chicanes there, and then there was one ice heave.
Yeah.
There's a big one right in the middle, and I'm pretty sure that's where Nate blew the belly pan out.
Yep.
And it's weird on how these sleds take it different, because that old 440, you'd hit it, and it would just instantly just go boom, the front end would just go up in the air. And then you'd hit it on my 4-stroke, and you'd kind of glide over it a little bit, but it would be that rear shock would just take all of it, and it would just be bam right up your back, like just jar you. So like it was a lot nicer hitting it on that 440 because that front end would just kind of flutter over it instead of just taking it right up the back,
right up the whole spine.
Yeah,
jackhammer.
Well, I've hit a few hard ones like that on the Gen 2s in the ditch, where like you feel it just up your whole back,
like you shrunk an inch.
Yeah, definitely compressed a disc or something.
Yeah. LT grays are a little bit harder.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine running an LT gray in the ditch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you should get into, bro.
Yeah, I got a perfect machine for you.
Yeah, you have like 7 of them.
No, I got a lot more than that.
We get Brody into racing. He just goes deep into just
LT
vintage.
grays, yeah. He's at every swap meet buying parts. Yeah,
I don't think so.
that's the route I took.
He's wearing the old leathers everywhere and everything.
Yeah,
The full suit.
talking all the dirt balls. They look like they just rolled out of a trailer park, but they got shit like cool parts. Shout out to you guys.
If it was for you guys.
Yeah. Did you get any DMs after last episode? Any more secrets?
Yeah, I did. Paulie V. I gave him the secret.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, for the brake pads?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he DM'd me also. He said he was laughing his ass off after this last episode.
Yeah, he DM'd me about the brake pad secret, but I'm not giving that to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that I like and know.
You got to work for those.
Yeah. Polly's a good guy.
Yeah.
Love
Brody,
that guy.
you got any DMs yet?
No.
No Brody Arlo fans?
No.
Oh, man.
DM Brody, please.
Yeah. Give him a shout out.
No. I'm good.
Should we get into our what you got a DM or a comment?
No, yeah, it was a YouTube comment.
Yeah.
Here,
Well, didn't someone ask you about my marathon?
oh, yeah.
Polly V.
No, it was
Kind of a DM.
No, Megan, Troy DeWald's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Megan, shout out her. She listens every episode.
She asked how marathon went, by the way.
Cool.
She was asking about marathon tips because she's going to run like a half marathon or something.
So I got one so far, kind of. It
Yeah.
wasn't personally a DM because I really don't have Instagram or
You have
Facebook.
Instagram?
Yeah, but I have one post from 2018 and yeah.
That's how my Instagram is, dude.
Yeah.
Don't stalk my Instagram if you're going to follow me on Instagram.
But I'm not big on social media.
Any other marathon tips though? What would you do different?
Well, so much. I just need like a full another summer to run and just see what works and what not. I don't know.
Testing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just more and more testing, more
and
miles.
tuning.
Yep.
Yeah. More food though.
More food, yeah, different foods maybe. More,
Bananas.
different foods during the run and how much water to drink during the run and yeah, I don't know.
Do you think it, like me and Dad were talking to you, do you think the morning run kind of threw you off a little bit?
Not the running itself, but yeah, not having food in my body for a full day kind of probably had something to do with it.
I wonder
Cramping
if
up
you
so
started
bad.
running before work.
In the
Well,
dark.
no, not even that. Just eating more food before the race, because like running after work, I've eaten my lunch and breakfast and stuff at work, and so I have a full day of food in me just stored up.
Yep.
And then I go run 18 miles, I feel fine. But running 26 on just a breakfast,
Sure.
yeah.
I could definitely tell when I get off work early enough. Sometimes I like to get a second workout in. Just I like it.
Yeah.
And
hell
then
yeah.
I can definitely tell you have a little more energy after work
Yeah.
for a
That's,
second workout
yeah.
than you do like in the morning.
Yep. Running on just straight pre-workout is kind of hard.
Yep. Pretty much. It's like,
I got a rowing machine coming in.
oh really?
Yeah, I ordered one.
The Concept 2 one or a different brand?
Amazon special.
Nice.
It's got good reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a Concept 2 rower before I had this bike, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I can't remember how many meters I put on it, but yeah, I really liked it. But it was hard on my knee.
Oh.
that many constant.
That's kind of why I want it, so I can move my knees a little bit more throughout the day.
Oh, really? Because
don't-
like I guess I have longer legs, so I had to like scrunch up so much my knees. It felt like. So then I sold that, and then I got the Concept 2 bike, and I really like that thing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna disclose how many miles I have on that thing.
I just got to start using my knees more, so I figured,
Why?
dude, standing around all day, working on cars all day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah, after work, it's like I need to run. I need
Yeah.
to like actually sprint
Yeah.
and like move my legs, my bones, and
I
everything
need to
feels
get,
just so
like,
stiff because
all
I haven't
the
used
way
them.
compressed and then all the way extended.
Oh,
Yeah, like
Man,
I need to full sprint and just get all the blood moving again because it's been stuck all day. I've been standing in one spot, sanding boards
I'm
all day long.
in and out of so many dump trucks and front end loaders throughout the day. It's like I'm climbing ladders all day. So I get enough ladder climbing.
You're a regular old snowman from Smoking the Bandit.
But yeah, we had a so Mandy liked the 3 best things segment.
Yeah.
She liked it.
It's a hit.
It was entertaining to listen to. That's for sure.
Well, I thought of like 70 different things afterwards of what I could have said.
But the comment,
Yeah,
this guy,
Shout out to Matt Heidemann. Would you say Heidemann?
Heidman.
Yeah, Matt Heidemann. He said another great episode. How about everybody's top 3 sleds you've owned? So like, I don't know if we'll do owned or ridden.
I think we'll do ridden.
Our list of ridden sleds will be a lot bigger than owned.
Yeah, and I would say ridden over owned because I own a lot of cool shit. Like I got a 72 Starfire, all my Altigres and my new sleds. So I would rather do ridden than owned.
Okay. So top three. So you start with your third sled or your
start with third, and then we'll work our way up to number one
that I've ridden. So I would have to say that I've ridden that's fun to drive on the ice is what I'm going with. Is Dad's 04 F6 Firecat.
Yeah, Firecats are pretty sweet,
especially the way that Dad had that thing set up. It was freaking mint. I remember even one of Dad's Nadawash buddies. He rode it down a Nadawash one day. He wanted to just try it. And he came back into the pits. He's like, that's how ice sled is supposed to handle. I can't remember who it was, though.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So Colin's always been a Firecat and M series guy.
Oh, really?
And the difference between the two is insane. Like the way you're more forward on an M chassis and then how you're seated in a Firecat is totally different. I love the Firecats because it's kind of a lot of suspension, more seat cushion. You know, you kind of get the older style feel from it.
Yep, for sure. They were still kind of, that Firecat chassis was still in that sit down kind of couch.
You're sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
Yep. Like a cruiser almost.
Yeah.
That was the last sled of the generation of Arctic Cat to be like that almost.
Before the rider forward stuff, before the seats started getting smaller and smaller. And now you look at them on all the mountain sleds, they're this big.
Yeah. Barely have a seat.
Yeah, right. But so that's your number three. Yep. My number three would probably have to be my Axis chassis, my 2020 Polaris. That's a really good, like solid, super comfortable, fun to ride, a lot of tunability to it. So that's the XCR. So you get all the shocks and stuff like that. Yeah. It's fun to play with is how I feel about it. Like besides the fact that it's super square, like it feels square. Like riding it feels like you're riding a square.
Really?
You're riding on top of a rectangle.
Yeah.
A box. You're kind of
I guess I could see kind of how you're explaining that.
There's a rocket back and forth.
Not so much, kind of, until you start getting them in ice mode, and it still feels like a square, but you're kind of rounding the edges. So
that's where you got to get that seat really cut down then.
Yeah. But it's so tall in between your legs too that it helps throw it around. Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun to ride.
So Brody, number three.
I don't know, the XC, the red sled. Which one am I thinking of?
2000.
Yeah, 2000
XC500.
Yep,
XCSP.
That was a fun trail sled.
Is that all you ever did with it? Was trail riding?
Yeah.
Dad's sled or the one I had set up?
Yeah.
Why?
It just handled so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just throw it around, didn't matter.
You'd never go wrong with it.
No, you could throw anyone on it and they would have fun.
I feel you. It's right up my alley.
Yeah. Yep. So number two of sleds, my favorite sleds I've ridden would have to be, so this last year was 2022. So the 2021 Cataract Sioux sled.
Yeah.
That was my number two. Because that was the first time I'd ever got out there and never ridden the sled before. And 20, 30 laps in, it's like, man, this thing handles like a dream. Like it was if I could explain on how freaking easy that sled was to drive, the sled just wanted to do what it was meant to do, just go fast and turn left. And it did it freaking perfect. So like that would have to be my number two of favorite sled I've ridden.
Number two, I'm throwing a curveball in there. So
let's hear it. What the hell are you going to say?
1981 Arctic Cat Pantera.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
This thing is a blast.
81 Pantera?
81 Arctic Cat Pantera.
I have to look one up to even know what you're referencing.
This thing is a blast. It's a couch on wheels, big tall windshield, and you can drive it for miles and miles.
I can't even find one.
A couch on wheels?
Yeah,
you mean
like on
wheels. Like tracks?
Couch on track and skis, yeah.
Is that a 440 then?
No, it's a 500 fan cooled single carburetor. This thing goes for days and days and days.
One of those?
You're close. It's more this style.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me see that. Let me see that son of a bitch.
I put
Really?
the frickin' miles on one of them things.
Really?
Yeah, my first sled was a Cougar 550. Blew that up. What we had in the shed was a frickin' 81 Pantera. And I put the frickin' miles on one
That's
of them
definitely a curveball.
Yeah. I had a blast on that machine. That was the most fun I had in probably 2 winters.
really?
For 2 winters, I had to ride. Yeah, it had just enough speed where you could carry your momentum through the corners, stuff like that. Not as fast as an LT racer, you'd have to slow way down, but you could just go for days and days on one of them things. It was a blast.
Okay.
Not what I would guess.
No, not at all. I was not expecting anything like that.
No, those things are fun.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you should get one. We should all
Probably
buy
not.
Panteras.
Just be the Pantera crew driving up and down Pine Lake.
Yeah.
Brody, you're number 2.
The Firecat, the F6.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. That thing was,
Another sled you just trail rode?
yep. And yeah, that was probably my, second favorite.
Really?
Easily. Almost number 1.
I could say I could probably guess what your number 1's going
Yeah.
to be.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so my number 1, the 2015 ZR 7000.
We all
RR.
knew it was coming.
Yep.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. I thought you were going to say the Nitro, honestly. No.
Oh no, the Nitro is like I'd give the Nitro an honorable mention.
Yeah. Okay.
Honorable mention.
We could do an honorable mention segment afterwards because there's a million machines.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the ZR 7000, the sled that made some money on. Mm-hmm. That's I don't know what it is. That sled just worked.
Yeah.
After we got all the bugs figured out, that first year, leading the semi-pro race, the second year blowing a heat exchanger, and then coming back the third year, and then winning my first semi-pro race, and then going from there.
Yeah. That thing has got some miles put on it.
7,600.
Definitely. Definitely some miles, some memories.
Oh, man.
So yeah, number 1.
Number 1 is my wedge. I mean,
Your current one?
yeah, my 98 XC 600. That is just for the fact that there's so much playability with it. Like it's got 2 rear skid frame straps in it. Mm-hmm. And then in the front is all Fox shocks and stuff. So it's super simple. And I just love tinkering on it. That's like every day I'm thinking about that. Like, oh, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. And then, you come up with a recipe and you try it, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. They're so cheap.
Yeah.
You can go out and buy one for $2,000, $1,500, and you got a damn nice machine.
Shit, even probably 3-4 years ago, it would have been probably $700 or $1,200.
I paid $600 for
Your race one, really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Yeah. But I don't want to know how much I got into it. But yeah, and then the clutches, they're so available for them things because they're, they made so many of them style machines that you could set it up for any kind of racing or any kind of riding and you'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And I just like the way the chassis is too.
Yeah.
It's your red one or whatever.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff you can do with them. But
Yeah, and
That's my number
They're
one.
fun to ride. They're fun to just
they
throw
are
around.
a blast
Yeah.
to ride. And they got plenty of power.
yeah, yep. That's for sure. Brody, number 1
Number 1,
for Brody Arlo.
easily the Yamaha Apex.
Yeah, Dad's 07.
Yep. Yeah, God, that was that. It was a screaming banshee that was just trying to crawl out of the hood when you punch the throttle, and you would just hold on for dear life, and it would just pull and keep pulling.
Yeah.
And whenever you were bored, you just hit the throttle, and it would just scream and pull, and you would go flying somewhere. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, yep, you're just on for a joyride every time.
The Japanese guy that said we should put an R1 motor in a snowmobile.
Hell yeah, why not?
Was that the one with the flames on it?
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That is so cool.
Yeah. 07 RTX.
Those things are sweet.
It was just
How-
a screaming banshee.
How fast do you ever get on it?
Did I see 121?
Really?
Yeah,
No
across Pine
shit.
Lake. I think. Yeah,
I was like, I seen 117 or 118.
I think. I
Yeah.
want to say it was 121 on Pine Lake.
Really?
Yeah, and I ran out of lake.
Well, he's pretty light.
Yeah, I'm pretty light, and I think I was with the wind, but it doesn't really matter. It had more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was still pulling.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 121.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. I totaled that sled for him.
Yeah, I was riding it. Then we switched sleds, and then
I don't remember that, but
Yeah.
right in between Chevelin and Solway on Highway 2, heading to the west. I don't know what the heck I hit. It was like
you hit nothing.
No,
A ghost fucking kicked the track out from underneath you.
A ghost put it into a barrel roll somehow. But yeah, I don't know what the heck I hit. I just instantly right barrel rolling down into the bottom of the ditch.
Yeah, that's
sorry,
crazy.
Dad. It had like almost 10,000 miles on it, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So it was getting worn in, huh?
It was nice. It was still in really nice condition.
Yeah.
Like Dad would probably have it if I didn't wreck it.
Maybe.
Just because it's such a fun sled.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10,500 RPMs.
Screaming.
Just screaming.
Instantly.
Just a deep 4-stroke.
Exhaust under the seat.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right out the back. Yep.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good number one pick, Brody. And then the other, he said, top 3 sleds you'd want in your in a fantasy. So like, I think like a sled we'd want to have.
Oh, sled we want to have? So
Top 3.
top 3.
Yeah. So I'll start it off here.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me some ideas here.
A Gen 2 chassis. Okay. Gen 2, like what Austin Leake's setup is, or Troy DeWald's oval sled setup is, or maybe even a Lake Lemans setup like Dad's Gen 2 with the Yamaha 3-cylinder engine in it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
to actually have it engineered like correctly so that the motor is as low as it can go in the chassis?
Yeah.
And
then still use the Polaris High-Vo gears and stuff would be pretty cool.
yeah. And I think they tried so hard to keep the rear exiting exhaust on like the early forms of like the Vipers because they thought that was better. But I'd say my sled's faster than those rear exiting exhaust sleds with it kind of curved out and down. So you could have that in there too. I wouldn't re-engineer the wheel trying to get the exhaust to run out the back. But yeah, if you had a Gen 2 with the Yamaha 3-cylinder 4-stroke in there.
Yeah, you guys have talked about that before, haven't you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. If somebody could do that, oh my God.
That would be a sled to be reckoned with.
Or even put the Apex motor in there. That'd just be fun.
God. That'd be insane. That'd be awesome.
So yeah, a custom built Gen 2 with a 3-cylinder 4-stroke
We'll
in
just
there.
have to check the limitations on the classic class. See if we can throw one together for you. Oh man, it's so hard to say, but I would, knowing coming from my origin, LT Grays, so Jeremiah Johnson has it. It's a 1981 LT Gray, but it was the one that Larry Coltham had brought to Brainerd, and he won the snowmobile shootout with that year.
Oh, really?
He beat every other machine that year. It was kind of the early predecessor to Snowcross, like kind of Snow Le Mans.
Yep.
Yeah, he raced it there and won the shootout, and it's a sweet machine.
Huh.
That machine, you'll have to pull a picture up of it.
Yeah.
Because it's super cool. 81 LT Gray. Yep. He made a comeback that year. He come out of retirement and fucking won that race and put Articat back on top.
Yeah, see, that's Pat. I don't have any info or idea of anything in that.
That's just something that I would like to own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your fantasy sled that you like. Yeah.
Okay, Brody, what's your idea of a fantasy?
I don't know. I'm not very good with fantasy snowmobiles. The first thing that popped in my head was a snowmobile on Sons of Guns that they built.
That old gun show?
Yeah, it was a shitty gun show, and I got canceled for some
I remember,
weird,
now that
creepy
you bring
stuff.
it up, yeah, I do remember Sons of Guns.
Yeah. Red Jacket, like Armory or whatever the hell the shop was actually called. But they built a snowmobile with 2 belt-fed machine guns on it. I want to say, I don't know. That was the first thing that popped in my head.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a made-up fantasy snowmobile. Like that'd just be my first.
But also, I was thinking That was just the first thing that popped in my head, but I was also thinking,
get into it. Like,
oh yeah, but like I've never ridden like a true mountain sled.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And so I don't know any type of mountain sled turboed, like
Yeah.
a 2-inch paddle track or some crazy thing. That would be kind of cool to ride.
Yep.
Just never get worried about being stuck.
Yep. No, I've never been to the mountains before.
Yeah.
Never been on a mountain sled in the mountains. So.
It's fun. It's definitely fun riding. It's a lot more fun riding that type of terrain than trail riding.
That's why I kind of almost am hesitant to go out there, because the people say it kind of wrecks riding around here.
It does. It definitely does.
So for number 2,
Oh, we're doing 3. Oh wow, I'm screwed on this.
number 2, I'd have
Got machine guns on a snowmobile already.
It's a hard sell for number 2. I would say, like, it'd have to be, my cool era is like the 04 Rev snowcross sled, the 04 Edge Polaris snowcross sleds, or like a 04 Firecat snowcross sled. Those, when they were like that era of like the early Rev, the like last year of the Edge chassis for snowcross, and then the Firecat chassis snowcross sled. Man, it'd be a tough. If I could have all 3 of those, that would be my number 2.
Yeah.
All 3 of those in mint conditions.
Yeah, all the 04s.
Yep, pretty much that era, and then throw like a 2000 Yamaha SRX snowcross sled in there too.
Yep,
That's
cool.
That era of sleds, I want to have all 4 of those.
Number 2, I'm kind of gonna do the same thing as you. I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. so 19, I believe it was 73, 74.
Getting even older.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, Alouette Super Brute is a wicked cool machine. These things are made for oval racing, but they're so cool looking. They're any one of those, any 73 Snow Pro race machine is kind of the same, but these Alouettes look so freaking cool.
Like the fiberglass hoods they used on them?
The fiberglass hoods, and they were gold body on them.
Oh, so really?
The tunnel was gold. Everything was gold. Skis, and they were bright red hood, and the engine stuck out of the hood.
Yeah.
And they were big, wide free air engines, triple engine. It is the coolest thing you'll ever see. Coming from 74. That's my number 2.
What the hell?
Yeah. What's your number 2?
Timber sled.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. That'd be freaking awesome to ride one of those, I think.
I still have yet to try one.
Oh yeah, because you have to ride those primarily in like powder to have fun with them, at least I guess.
Somewhat, yeah. I wouldn't know how they would be on like a hard pack trail.
No, like bring that thing to Pine Lake and rip around on it.
On the lake?
Yeah.
Oh,
could you
wouldn't
even
be able to.
Yeah, could you even do anything?
Could go in straight lines and whatnot,
Yeah.
and kind of turn, but you'll never be able to lean on it at all.
No.
It's like, what do you got going on here, Kyle? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I've seen pictures of that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let me see. Oh, okay.
Ain't that the coolest thing you ever seen in your life?
Okay. Yeah, that's
For
pretty
number-
damn cool.
For number 2?
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
Yeah, I've never seen that before until now.
So I don't know how to say
Pretty
the
cool.
guy's name, but Giles Villeneuve or some shit like that. It's from like Vancouver or some shit.
Oh,
He was
really?
a Canadian or French.
Yeah.
But he raced them things, and then he raced F1.
Oh, really?
So his F1 career is where he popped off, but he kept racing them throughout the years. He kept racing oval through the years, but he used to race one of those.
I was just watching some F1 before I came here.
Oh, yeah?
They're racing.
Yeah.
If anybody's F1 fans or not, like you got to watch it, Kyle.
Yeah. I'm into the old school F1 drivers right now. So
Oh, really?
yeah, like, just from that, because a lot of them did race sleds, and a lot of the old NASCAR drivers used to race sleds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool, seeing their old machines at shows and stuff like that. So,
Well, yeah, if anybody hasn't watched F1, like Drive to Survive on Netflix, watch that and you'll instantly become an F1 fan. Like, I've watched every single race this year, every single race last year. Just in today's race, they were racing in Brazil.
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari's number 2 behind Red Bull. He lost hydraulics on the formation lap, put it into the wall. on the formation lap.
Is that like the practice lap?
It's they're on
warm-up
the
tires?
They're on the grid, and then they go out, warm up tires, brakes on their lap, and then come back up and line up for the grid.
He just drove it straight into the wall.
Like he was warming up the tires, and like it just kind of got away from him. It looked like, and just spun around and boom, right into the wall. And then the first lap, first lap, start of the race, freaking 2 cars collide, bam, into the wall, done.
No kidding.
Yeah. Same with last week. They were in Mexico, and Checo, he races for Red Bull. He's like in his home GP. He's Mexican. He comes around the outside. They're going 3 wide into turn 1 with Verstappen, Leclerc, and Sergio out here.
God, you know all these names? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I told you I'm a super
Just like
fan.
motocross. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but damn.
And he kind of tries to cut down from the outside and squeezes Leclerc and drives over the front of Leclerc's front tire, puts his car up in the air like that, and he DNFs in the first corner too of his home GP.
Damn.
So yeah, if you guys got to watch F1. F1 is so good. Like for me, it's motocross, like supercross, motocross, snowmobile racing, and then F1. That's my 3 things. But so getting into my number 1 fantasy sled, it'd be like it's a very big toss up of like sleds that I'd like to have. Like that'd be practical. Like I'd love to have a Arctic Cat Thundercat.
Yep.
Just sitting in the garage.
Yep.
That'd be unreal. Dad has the Yamaha Sidewinder.
A 2-stroke one or a new one?
No, a new 4-stroke.
I'm going with the 2-stroke.
God damn.
Yeah, turbo 4-stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Sidewinder.
Yep, they're exactly the same, just different clutches. But I'd have to say number 1 fantasy sled, like that'd be cool to have, would be Ryan Simon's Hill Cross X Games gold medal sled.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Speedworks and all those guys built the Arctic Cat guys.
Did you see Nick Lee's that he built a Ryan Simons replica?
The orange one?
The orange one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That thing is super cool too.
Yeah. But yeah, that Hill Cross sled that he won gold medal on is supercharged. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That thing was freaking sweet. So yeah, for a fantasy sled just to have, that'd be a pretty sweet sled to have.
Yeah.
Play around on.
That would be a sweet one. That's a good one to bring up. My number 1 fantasy machine was
Another curveball.
Are you
another curveball?
No, we're bringing it to 01. Okay.
Okay, all right.
01, 02.
Okay.
So TS Racing built Brian a Snow Pro chassis with a ZRT 600 stuffed into it, and Brian ran it at the Sioux. They actually made 2 of them. Jeremiah Johnson, another guy, he has another one that was made for Brian or whatever. It's still got the number 55 on it.
Was that up at the Arctic Cat?
Yep. The 60th.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay.
0 miles on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that's my number 1 fantasy machine is the Snow Pro chassis with a hopped up ZRT 600.
Ooh.
Yeah. Triple 2-stroke.
Yep.
Right where it's at. Arctic Cat even.
Ooh. It's weird for you.
Yeah. That's my number 1.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you can go out and look it up right now, that's where it's at.
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's it right there.
Give me another Apex.
Let me see. I think I have a picture of that one.
That's your screensaver?
Yeah, it's my screensaver.
You didn't even, that's Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. Another Apex or I don't know, something Blair Morgan raced on. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Levi LaValle's double backflip sled.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Throw that up on the show. That'd be
IQR.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just because he did a double backflip.
just a super generic IQR.
IQR. Wow.
No, like his sled. Like that would be cool.
Sure.
Like,
So yeah, that was a good question. Like we could do another 3 best something or 3 worst something next week.
Yeah, 3 worst.
no, because then you got me saying parasites.
Yeah. No, 3 worst snowmobiles.
Oh,
That would be really good.
the 3 worst snowmobiles ever made. It'd be the first one would be super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
I can already think of 3 of them right now. I'm not going to
can't
spoil
think of
it.
anything.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah,
Nothing comes to mind when it oh, okay. Yeah, see, I don't know.
Huh?
I'll have to do some research.
What sled did you not have fun on?
I've had fun on like every sled.
Huh?
The more reason to get into it, Brody.
Yeah. You're gonna ride snowmobile this year.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the top. You're
You're the prodigy.
No.
What if you are?
No, I'm not.
Like
I have trophies.
You're a SHOPTALK podcast. You're a part of the team.
Yeah.
You need to ride.
Not really. Don't really need to ride, but I will. And
Brody don't ride, but he can fuel stop like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I can hold goggles like a son of a
You
bitch.
can hold goggles with the best of them. And I had Brody hold goggles this year, and I didn't even need them.
Nope. No, they're out. I'm standing there like a dumbass. Just,
with the strap back and
yep,
everything.
I'm just ready. Just ready. Got a frozen GoPro in my pocket. Just
Yeah,
where you
both-
gonna grab them?
Both Pro Open and Pro Stock, I didn't need goggles.
That's nice. You're
Yeah.
up front the whole time.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah, it was.
Just
I was
standing
kind of
there
worried about it this year because it was kind of misty out that day.
Yeah.
Both days it was kind of like foggy out almost, but never had any issues, so that was good.
That's good. Shout out to Scott.
No, I wish I sent him something. No response.
No shout out to Scott.
No.
I'm just fucking standing there sweating, holding goggles.
Sweating? It was 20 below.
Yeah, I'm still sweating though. I'm nervous.
I thought this year was pretty nice out. This year was like 10, I thought.
It was cold as shit though, standing there.
Yeah,
it was,
it was.
kind of windy.
Yeah, it was cold as hell.
And
No, this
so
year was okay.
not standing there.
I wore my white New Balances.
You were wearing tennis shoes, standing there. Oh my god. Yeah, that's why it was so cold. But it was cold for me too. I remember it was cold as hell. I think just the wind coming off the lake hitting us in the face. It was just super brisk and cold.
But yeah, so yeah, we got some I was up at the race shop on Friday. Some Catalyst news. Hopefully, Catalyst are on the production line November 20th. So hopefully we'll get that Catalyst the end last week in November is kind of what we're shooting for. Hopefully,
Nice.
so
That'd be cool.
Yeah, hopefully my 4-stroke should be done next weekend. Should be done lake ready next weekend, and then we can set that thing off to the side. Dad's Gen 2 is ready from Foston. The ZR440 is ready from Foston, and then so we'll just be sitting in the garage waiting,
Yep.
just waiting for the Catalyst.
Well, I don't feel so bad. I still got, all my stuff's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got to get it done.
But you got everything now though?
Not studs.
Oh,
I got to place an order at Woody's,
Woody's traction.
but that's more towards when we start making ice.
Oh, sure. We better order them now so they don't run out. Did the door open or what?
No.
Yeah. No, I just got to count how many I already have and then
Oh, I
place
see.
an order.
Sure. And then I talked to Cataract guys, talked to Trevor. We are racing a Catalyst at the Sioux. They're gonna they're gonna build one, ground up.
Is it going to be the only one out there?
No, I would assume I have no idea. I would assume Langus would be on one, and I would assume that Herf would be on one. I can't speak for anybody else, but I would assume that there'd be those three out there for sure.
I see the Cataract sleds for sale.
One of them is, yeah. Yep. I think it would be maybe the Sioux sled from 2 years ago.
Oh,
Yep.
yep.
So the one we were leading on, it's fast sled. Well, we led.
You should buy it since you liked it so much.
Yeah.
Pro open sled, pro stock sled.
I know. I thought about it, but I don't know.
I'm not ready to jump all in and on an Articat right now. I mean, look at me.
So yeah, that's cool to hear that. So then once they start kind of building that, we'll maybe talk to them, see what it takes to build a sled from the ground up, because they just get the tunnel and baggies of nuts and bolts and rivets and all the parts. It's like, here you go, build it.
And this late in the year,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
they still don't have it yet.
Yeah.
and the Sioux is the first week in February. So,
yeah,
but
unreal.
those guys are pros. That's what they do. Build sleds.
Dedicate a lot of time to it.
Yeah, for sure. So because I don't know what else they're gonna do, if they're doing one for the half miles or not for sure. But I know for a fact one's for the Sioux.
Awesome.
Yep,
That'll be sweet.
Yep. may or may not be working on twin pipes. Secret stuff.
Secret
stuff.
You're getting sued now for saying
yeah.
that.
I know they're working on a few different things, but we'll see.
It's gonna be tight.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Oh, for sure. And then up at the race shop, because then
Yeah, he's meaning dope and tight.
No,
Yeah, cool.
No, I meant
like
tight. the hood is pretty small.
Yeah, because I know when I was up at the race shop on Friday, David Brown was up there and Derek Coletti, so I was talking to those guys, and then they had their catalyst in the race shop there. So then it was cool looking those over, and they had some stuff mocked up for the Sioux that they were trying with some duct tape on the hood and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so it'll be neat. I think that's the coolest part about the Sioux is like the fabrication that goes into it.
Yeah,
Just cutting all the junk out that you don't need.
Yep.
It's like all these extra little plastic pieces here and there and fabbing up a windshield to fit nice. And that's the cool part. Don't you think, Brody?
Yeah, like the cutting edge of snowmobile technology.
Yeah. But
the bare minimum to make it go as fast as it can.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What?
What can we rip out of this thing to make it faster?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, you might be going out to the Sioux.
Yeah, we'll see. We got some things in the works.
People are finding out who the Kyle Grover is.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Hey.
I still don't know who you are.
We put it out there on the internet, and hey, it turns out I'm kind of an interesting guy.
You ever been?
Yeah, you ever been to the internet? I mean, I'm on there.
That picture they put on there was pretty cool of you.
Yeah,
I put do you know? I suppose you don't have Facebook. You don't see it.
Oh yeah, you should have seen it.
I tagged Kyle and I said, "Do you know Kyle Grover?"
Yeah, it's popping off.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good picture.
Sliding around like a son of a gun.
Yep, turn 2.
There was minimal lift in that corner compared to all the others.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a good corner.
That was a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one it kind of planed out because there was a rut there.
Oh,
So, yeah.
you were raising the ski in the other ones though, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. No, the front end was loose.
Dull carbides?
No, the sway bar and the springs.
Oh,
So it was
pushing.
not so much pushing; it was lifting.
Oh,
It was rolling.
Too much roll.
I see. Oh, too much body roll.
Yeah.
I see. Huh.
No, if it was tight, man, I could reef that thing around.
You're strong.
I'm fucking strong. Yeah, that bitch will never lift.
Kyle played college ball.
Yeah, college ball at Northland Tech. No shout out. Yeah. No, it was pretty loose in the front end, sagging. Used springs, that would cause that.
Yeah. 20-year-old springs. They do.
20-year-old springs and
They
the
do
factory sway bar. So,
Yeah, they do sag out.
but I did catch a dub that day though.
Yep. Defending champ.
Defending champ, and we're coming back even bigger this year. So
Nice.
get
Good to
ready,
hear.
Brody.
I still don't have Facebook.
No, I'm telling you to get ready for the race.
I don't know. I'll race the 440 and then see how I feel after that.
What do you mean?
Like if I want to get into the classics class, I don't know.
Oh, sure. If you get the bug.
Yeah, if I get the bug, if I get the itch to race again, then I'll jump
some-
into classics class.
Put some testing miles on it this year, and
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
No, yeah, I have to,
We'll
yeah.
have to. We'll vlog Brody out there for sure.
oh, hell yeah.
Flipping it over and running into trailers.
You gotta be wearing the Carhartts too.
No, I have snow pants.
He's got his 10-year-old castle gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get you decked out in some new FXR.
Ooh, wouldn't
yeah.
that be sweet?
No, castle.
Shout out FXR.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out Up North Sports.
They help me out a little bit here and there, like every once in a while, but
Yeah, every time I go in and talk to them, but if I place an online order,
no help.
no help.
Oh,
I could go out there in my Carhartts and my fucking brown jacket.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yep. Goodridge leathers.
Just the leathers, yes. Full fucking bodysuit.
I might have some leathers that match the 97.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Trent's high school days, or not high school days, after high school. His 96 ZRT days.
Oh.
Probably
There you
won't
go,
fit
bro.
me.
Oh, yeah. We'll make them fit. They run small.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Alrighty.
How long we've been going for, Brody?
1:23.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that flew by.
Yeah, it really did.
We should get a clock.
Yeah.
Just put it up here for you.
Yeah. Oh man, that flew by. That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah. Totally. 100%.
Yeah. What should we talk about next time? Who should we give a call? We'll talk about it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What to talk about? Who to call?
Brady. No, Brady's not a talker.
Get a few Busch Lights in.
yeah,
Brady talks a lot. He'll talk then. Maybe. I don't know if he'd want to call or if he'd want to come in here. We'll
Ask him if he wants to come in.
I'll ask him at work. We'll
He
see
ain't
what
working.
No, we're working to beat hell.
Yeah. Oh, funny story was, okay, so Brady's got his Grand National, you know, that old car,
Yep.
the black car.
Yep.
Jody brought it into the shop to get a headliner put in it. And I seen it sitting there, and I was waiting for Brady to show up at the shop, but he never did. I was going to tell him, get that little girl car out of here. We don't work on V6 cars.
My God.
Yeah.
Just watching.
Yeah, I was looking out the window.
Just not even working. You're just sitting there.
Every time I'd walk by and make sure it's there, and I'd look in the office, see if it was in there. Never came.
That was on Friday?
No, that was a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Get that little girl car out of here.
But another really good episode. Thanks again to everybody that's watching, listening. The Spotify is doing pretty good, actually.
Still surprises the hell out of me that people watch us and care.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, how the hell do people watch? Like, why? How?
Learning.
Us? Yeah, it's so weird. It's just so weird for me. I don't know why. When people bring it up, it's like, how? Why do you watch us? I don't know. Like, our uncle brought it up.
Yeah. Even our Uncle Pat.
Yeah, Uncle Pat. Yeah, your dad taught me how to get on the YouTube and watch. It's like, what? How? Why? Like, it just blows my mind.
Maybe we could have Dad come in here and just tell more stories.
Yeah, we could have a Glenn number 2.
Yeah, like not even like not a timeline, since you
Yeah.
guys hated the timeline.
Hey,
Did hate it. Stick to the time.
But we could totally have Dad come in here.
random stories.
Just bombard him with questions.
Yeah, just talk.
Yeah, that would be good. And then who knows what it leads to?
Yeah, just random questions.
Spitball it.
Because he had a blast when he came in here last time. So
Yep,
We could do that again.
I won't be hungover for this one.
Better not.
I had a wedding the night before. So.
he had no control.
Yeah, you got it. You got to get hammered at weddings.
It's a mandatory.
It is mandatory. That is one true fact. Yeah, it is mandatory.
But no, episode 7. You got anything else to add, Kyle?
No, thank you for watching. Don't hit me up about the brake pad secret anymore. I already gave it out enough.
One person. That's it.
2.
Oh, 2.
Two
Oh,
people
shit.
already know about it. And
That's two-
imagine
two
where
too
it's going to
many.
go from 2 people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks again, everybody, commenting, liking, everything.
Yeah, it's wild.
Facebook, YouTube, really appreciate it. Helps it grow. It's crazy on the algorithm. When somebody comments or likes something, it just spreads it that much more.
Yeah. So we're starting to get in the TikTok thing now.
Yep.
too, With the
Yeah, we're going to be
Which
making...
I am against, by the way. I'm against it. I'm pro America, not TikTok.
Yeah. But yeah, like some shorts, some YouTube shorts, some Facebook reels.
your number 1 was not even an American-made machine.
True. Japan, they're just better. After World War II, they got their shit at making fast, badass snowmobiles.
Yeah, they got to figure it out.
There's one funny TikTok where it's a Yamaha figuring out what they want to do. It's like, let's brainstorm some ideas. And then he's like, trumpets. It's like, yeah, I like it. It's like, pianos. Yeah. And then outboard motors.
Yeah, you showed me that one. That one's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like I could, we'll do that next time. I could play the TikTok audio on it right now.
Yeah.
It'd be right there. But no, thanks again, everybody. Episode 7 in the books. Brody, cue the outro. Send us into the next week.
Gotta pee.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
See ya.
Thank you.